Right now, Dubai is one of the fastest growing booming markets in the world. Real estate, service companies, startups, multinational corporations, everybody wants to be here. Demand is huge. Money is moving fast. Opportunities are literally everywhere. And yet I keep hearing the same comment from business founders and agents. We get inquiries, but we are unable to close deals. In a market like Dubai, everyone has clients. That's no longer the question. The real question is, why do some professionals close consistently while others lose deals under the same conditions? If client doesn't buy from you today, they buy from another agent. The opportunity doesn't disappear, it simply moves. And this is where many people get confused. They think they need more prospects, more calls, more pressure. Everybody's exhausted, working more than ever and somehow getting even less than before. If effort alone created results, everyone would have become multi-millionaires already. But in moments of expansion, working more doesn't mean selling more. This usually appears only when someone is already operating at a serious level. The linear formula, effort equals results, only work for slow markets. When the market is booming, effort stops being the differentiator. And the solution is not on the surface, but much deeper. And before I go further, my name is Plyushchenko. I work with business owners, leadership teams, and also real estate professionals here in Dubai in English, Spanish, and Russian languages. My 20+ years of work in corporate environment led me to question what really drives company results under pressure. And today I apply neuroscience as a strategic input for business growth that doesn't exhaust the people behind it. What I focus on is not just mindset, but how the whole nervous system, emotional pressure, and internal states shape business decisions that directly influence sales, negotiations, and leadership under pressure. Our brain moves us towards our goals or keeps us away from our goals much earlier than we know it or than we consciously realize it. And many professionals still follow the same logic. More calls, more views, more sales. Or maybe for your company, it would be more meetings with prospect customers, more inquiries, more sales. But if you approach the wrong client, offer the wrong solution, sound too pushy or too passive, or negotiate without reading the emotional state of the person in front of you, then more actions become empty actions. Logic doesn't work when you are dealing with human decisions. Most professionals are failing to succeed not because of the market, lack of opportunities, or product itself. They are blocked by their own internal configuration from which they are taking their decisions, selling their products, or interact with the customers. And what I see again and again, especially in small, medium business and real estate teams, is that results stop reflecting effort, not because people become less capable or they're lacking skills, but because something invisible started blocking performance. If it was visible, you would have already fixed it. So it's not the market, it's not your skills, it's not your strategy. What actually limits you from the results you want is your internal readiness. Your internal readiness is not just motivation or ambition. It's your emotional state, internal pressure, and your nervous system. The way you relate to responsibility, how you feel about money, the way you perceive success. All this directly shapes how you act with clients and how you take your decisions. And all this happens from the depths of your subconscious mind without you being aware of it, in automatic before your logic explains it. Because our brain moves us towards our goals or keeps us away from them long before we realize it. Logic only explains what the nervous system has already accepted. When the nervous system is not ready for the expected results, when the internal readiness is misaligned with the results you want, the decisions point in a wrong direction. Wasting time on unqualified prospects, prioritizing tasks that have low impact on your work, push at the wrong moment, or sound too passive in the negotiation. In one of strategic sessions, a customer told me, "I know it's not about doing more, I just can't do more physically. There is something with my energy, but I don't know how to work with it in business. This comment came from highly intelligent, capable business owner, not beginner. People who already have experience, knowledge, and tried everything else. And what she called energy is internal readiness, the whole nervous system stability. Different words, same mechanism. The decisions you take feel comfortable, but don't lead you to the results you want, because they come from internal misalignment. Growth feels heavy because the internal capacity is not at the same level of agility that the company requires. The next level feels unfamiliar. And the nervous system treats unfamiliar as risk. So the decisions you take maintain you in the comfort zone. You take safe decisions, follow safe strategy, and continue the safe path, while the next level requires unknown, risky, and even scary actions. Actions that are not risky or scary on their own. They just feel like it because the brain is not familiar with them. It is just a gap between ambition and internal readiness. When you realize it, your decisions stop leaking energy. Not because you try harder, but because decisions stop being driven by internal tension. When the gap is small, growth feels exciting. When the gap is wide, growth feels heavy and chaotic. At this stage, more motivation often makes it worse, and more strategy adds chaos. This is where most people try to push, and that's exactly where they break. So when effort increases but results slow down, it's usually a sign of evolution. It means the next level requires a different internal configuration, not more pressure, because this is where many professionals burn out. So once you understand the role of internal readiness, the entire way you approach growth changes. When effort keeps increasing and results don't, that's usually not a problem. It's a signal. A signal that something needs to change, but not in a way most people think. The next level requires a different internal configuration. At a certain point, pressure stops helping. It actually makes things heavier, because growth doesn't respond to force forever. There's a moment where it starts responding to alignment instead. This is where decision-making stops leaking energy because they are not driven by internal tension any longer. When ambition and internal readiness are aligned, growth feels focused and effort feels rewarding. You stop wasting energy on empty actions. You stop chasing unqualified opportunities. You stop negotiating from urgency. And strangely, you start doing less, but with much more impact. So if you're working in a booming market and still feel like you're pushing instead of moving, this is not a failure. This is information that, when read correctly, changes everything. And in the next video, I will explain why some professionals grow naturally while others feel crushed by the same expansion. So see you next week.